And record, and you've got your little notes there. All right. We are live. We're ready.
Oh, there we go. All right, perfect.
Yep, let me just mute
we're
that.
gonna mute. Okay.
Yep. Okay, we should be good. We should be good. Well, welcome. It is already February 28th, and since it is not a leap year, we are only going to get 28 days in this month, and we're super excited about everything that's going on. This month has been an action-filled month for sure. It has been absolutely amazing.
It has been absolutely amazing, and it is the end of the month tonight. So do you want to go over that stuff real quick right now?
Sure, I can go over it real quick right now.
Okay, perfect.
So end of the month, here's my suggestions for all of you is number one, make sure you have 40 in personal volume. She's muting me.
My bad.
Just don't type yet. And at least 200 in total volume so that you can maximize your paychecks heading into the March 15th check that's going to be coming out. Also, I would be looking at the MVP builder and seller volumes. Definitely want over the course of the next 8 months you to be able to get some of the MVP builder money, and that I'm sure is a slide in here we can go into in a second, but that would be what else I'm looking for. And then if you want to maximize how much volume is coming in, is going over your volume coming in from customers to ensure that orders that should have gone out went out. We did have a couple people find some significant volume this month that they were able to recapture because they took the time to go through and make sure that all their customers were taken care of.
Beautiful. So we'll just maybe do that the rest of that at the very end. But so excited tonight because it is the last day of the month, and many times on the last day of the month is when we start seeing rank advancements. And so real quick tonight, we want to congratulate and bring on Shauna and Troy Logie. They just hit Pro 4. And we did a big dance. So throw it in the chat, everybody. Dance. Shauna's got her hat on. You'll have to tell them real quick about it. And I know you guys are excited. So I just want to say we love you guys to pieces. We're so excited. Doing life with you is such a gift, such a blessing. The energy that you bring, the true servant hearts that you are, the vision of relationships and making differences in people's lives, whether it be, health or finances or, just enhancing life in general. You guys are so beautiful, and it's meant to be that you're here, and we just love you and we congratulate you and can't wait just for all the days ahead. So congratulations, you two. Come on and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate it so very much. And it's kind of like we've been in this for just over a year, and everything's just coming to fruition now. Just, all the relationships, all the talking with people, all just seeing that all come to fruition now. And here it is, it's happening. And here's my cap. It says Titan Pro 4X. And I actually got it when it belongs to my old truck. I had a Titan, but when I ordered it in the mail and I took it out of the package, it was kind of crazy because I love my truck. But like the first thing I thought of when it came out, I was like, Troy, I never noticed this before, but it says Pro 4. And this was like 5 or 6 months ago. And I'm like, I think we're going to be Pro 4s before too long. So I dug this out again and I put it on and weared it.
Yes.
I love it. So congratulations. We not only had their main position hitting Pro 4, their other position hitting Pro 3.
Troy hit Pro 3.
So congratulations on both that. And we'd love.
What's that, Troy?
I said I forgot my hat for the Pro 3.
Well, she'll share that one for you when you rock Pro 4 as well. So we'd love for you guys to introduce the POTUSes. They came in this month. I think I was looking at their first order came in on the 9th, and it's only 28 days, you guys, in this month. And what they've done has been absolutely incredible. So
definitely incredible. I'm really honored to introduce you to Kevin and Amy POTUS on here. You may have heard their names once or twice already, but yeah, you want to talk about amazing. 30 days. Amy's a Pro 2, Kevin's a Pro 3. Made her today. They're knocking it out of the park. They are very dear friends of ours. We have a life group together. So we've known them for quite some time. Super excited to be traveling this together. I mean, Kevin and I kind of fit the same mold in a way, and it's really fun to have that, and the growth and everything that happens with it. I'm just looking forward to spending time at the events and just embracing and engaging with everybody at those events. A couple of quick questions, if you don't mind, throwing you on the spot.
Go for it.
So what are you guys like most excited about with LifeVantage? 30 days in.
Wow. I don't know, just seeing everybody's, what's happening with them when they start the products and kind of their journey on them and following their health and wellness changes. It's been fun.
Yeah, I would say we have combined over 50 years of medical experience on the Western medicine side. And so it's been really fun to complement, that concept in medicine. And we feel like we, understand medicine quite well, including the business side of it. And after having our own personal results, pretty convicted to help as many people as we can. And this is the first time that Amy and I have actually had a business together. So we're pretty pumped about working together, and we
don't have
there's
any
not much
babies.
that's going to stop us.
We don't have any babies together. We just have a business together because when we got married, we each had kids. So this is our new baby. We just we gave birth to a tandem.
Yeah. I love it.
Is it too much to share? Like what some of the results you've seen? You said something about your own personal results.
Yeah, I had a shoulder surgery 7 years ago, and I've tried pretty much everything from acupuncture to chiropractic therapy to anti-inflammatory drugs. And, for me, I had 24/7 pain for 6 years, and it's a quality of life thing. And I'm thinking more down, my end result is likely a shoulder replacement, and what can I do to control where we're at. And so being on Tri-Synergizer less than a week, I woke up one day and looked at Amy and said, I haven't had any shoulder pain in a few days. And I remember saying to Sean, I don't know if it's placebo or what. And he's like, who cares? Your shoulder doesn't go. So I was like, it was just that type of experience. And I think the mental clarity and Axio, we see this is a family adventure from us to our kids. And so it's just been great to be able to share my own story. And I think Amy's had some things as well, from sleep quality to other things that she can comment on if she'd like. But that's kind of been the root of why we're so adamant about sharing it with everybody we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Kevin was having pain at night, it was also affecting me because it was affecting our sleep. And so he would roll over on his shoulder that was bothering him, and I could literally hear him moan in the middle of the night, and then of course would wake up. And so sleep quality for both of us has gotten a lot better. So that's one thing. And then I also gave birth to a 9.5-pound baby 17 years ago. And the big joke was that he about killed me coming out, because I ended up, not in a great place after that. And so I've had some incontinence, some stress incontinence. And what I've noticed on the Tri-Synergizer is it's gone. And I literally can't hardly believe it, but I've been putting it to the test when I've been working out and jumping. So you just never know where you're going to have oxidative stress. So that's been really fun. And just kind of like, looking in PubMed.gov, like I looked up overactive bladder then, and sure enough, that's the root of it. And so just kind of like finding all these new things that I would never have guessed. Obviously we hear everybody's stories or people talking about diabetes and cancer and heart disease and some of the big things. But like for me, for overactive bladder, that was a really big deal that I never would have guessed that this would have affected. So hopefully that wasn't too much information.
No. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing that.
One more last quick question. 30 days in, as a team, you're Pro 3, knock it out of the park. Where do you see this taking you?
Well, how high can we go?
There you
Yeah.
They're gonna have to make a,
Yeah, I think it's, we're on a health and wellness journey ourselves, and we've had a lot of focus on that. And the only limiting factor is ourselves. So we can do whatever we put our mind to. We need a support team. So I thank all those folks that, help us when we have questions and support us when we need to. Sean and Michelle said, trust the system. The ITT and it works, right? Where we found challenges when we're trying to share too much information instead of bringing in third party. And so when we're keeping it simple, we're doing really well. And so we don't have a break. We're just have the foot on the gas. So we're trying to balance it. We both have other careers, and but we also are dreaming about what that's going to be like when we may not need that opportunity, and it's going to come sooner rather than later.
amen, brother. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So proud of you guys. So love having this journey with you.
Yeah, congratulations to you as well. So it takes an army, and we know that. And so thanks again.
Thank you so much. Sean and Michelle.
You guys rock, you rock, you rock. Thank you so much. And it hasn't even been a full month. Like, we're talking 19 days that they're hitting Pro 3. So congratulations. And again, like, the system works when you work with the system. And they've been extremely coachable. They're willing to do what we say, and they're willing to go through and ask the questions that are necessary to find out where this can fit in with somebody's life. So I know this is just the first step of many. We will get the Speedos ordered up for Croatia so we can have a good time there. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast.
And I'll just say too, and I say this all the time, you guys, you can know every single part of the studies, you can know every single part of the compensation plan, you can know all the things, but without your conviction and your passion and about the information that is for the person in front of you, you could talk all day long about all of it, but if you don't have that conviction and passion, and I'll tell you that these guys, they've got the conviction, they've got the passion, and in all of the messaging, it's all about how can they help the person in front of them. And it's just beautiful. And I'll tell you, it is so inspiring. So we are loving every single thing and just are so grateful. So congratulations, Pro 3. We got Pro 2, Pro 3, Pro 4.
Yep, I love it. I love it.
Yes, within those two couples.
So now we want to turn it over to another good friend of ours, Jill Fisher. And I'm really blown away at the transformation that I've seen in just the flexibility of what these guys are able to do. And I don't want to tell much of that story because I want her to tell you about it, just on the journey that they've had this past month, and just kind of the flexibility that LifeVantage and what we're doing here with LifeVantage has afforded them. So,
and if I can real quick, right before she goes
you
on.
Definitely can.
So it's the last day of the month, right? And within our company, we all, you'll hear MVP, you'll hear Performance Club, you'll hear end of the month goals, you'll hear all those different things. And that's exciting, because we're reaching towards things. But while we're going and we're talking numbers, and we're talking strategies, and we're doing all these things, I want you to just think about the power of what does that goal and why are those incentives or promotions or Performance Club, what do those do and why are they in place? It's for the end goal of where we're all going and what can be done and achieved for life in big ways for every type of person, whatever way they want it. So Jillian, the floor is yours. Give us some of your soul, sister.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have no idea why I'm nervous to talk, but every time Michelle just says, share your heart, I immediately get nervous. So I'm a little nervous, but I think we went on a trip. I think we got back like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember when we got back. But throughout that whole trip, there were so many aha moments that just hit me like a ton of bricks that I guess were not lost on me in the process of doing all that traveling. And so my husband worked for Verizon Wireless, and he's worked for businesses where you have to be physically present at the physical facility to be paid, right? And I worked at a hospital for 13 years. And if I did not go up to the 7th floor to the respiratory therapy department and clock in, they didn't pay me. And if you were sick, you didn't get paid. And if you needed time off, which every pregnancy I had to take FMLA because I was on bed rest, and all the things that we just don't think about in life that significantly do change the way we live and the way we make decisions. And over the last 4 years, kind of accidentally, but very much on purpose, we were tired of that life. And traveling is not everybody's cup of tea. It's not what everybody loves to do. And I honestly didn't know that it was something that we love to do because we are definite homebodies. we love to stay home and just be home for days at a time. But we also like to have freedom. And we didn't realize how little freedom we had for so many years. And on that trip, I drove 10 hours to Nashville, Tennessee. And then the next day we drove 10 hours down to Florida. And that was by choice because of, taking 6 humans on flights that may or may not be canceled was not on my idea of a good time. So we drove. But another reason we drove was because my husband, although a massive blessing that we can both now work from literally anywhere we have internet, and the car counts because we have internet in the car, he only has so much time off. And I had to drive 10 hours both of those days because he needed to work, not so he didn't have to use all his PTO. And so the words contentment and complacency kept running through my head. Like, I am so content and grateful for where we are now that we weren't at a place 4 years ago. We both get to work from anywhere we choose. And that is a massive, massive blessing. And so I don't want to at all say I'm ungrateful for that. But the thing that hit me on this trip was I want more. I'm done with my husband having to work in a car instead of play the alphabet game with us, or read a whatever crazy sci-fi books they read together. Just to be able to be more present. It's one thing to be able to travel and to do all these things, but I want more from it. And I realized there's a huge difference between complacency and contentment. And I'm completely content what God's blessed us with and where we are right now, but I'm not going to stay here and I'm not going to be complacent with it. Mm-hmm. And that kind of was a big deal. And growing up in the Christian world I grew up in, and with Baptist missionaries for grandparents, and just the world that I grew up in, I still live that life, and it's still my faith in Christ are the most important thing in my life. But one of the things I battled with for a few years was money, and what the importance that we do and don't place on money. And I have really been challenged that you can do more with more, no matter what. Bottom line, you can do more with more. And money just accentuates what's already there inside of you. If you are a giving, generous, wonderful person, you're going to become more generous because you have more to be generous with. And so our trip, we were in Nashville. We had no idea we were going to extend our trip. We had no clue. We had 3 outfits per child, and 2 of those outfits were Florida outfits. So like shorts and t-shirts. And we got down to Florida and we decided, hey, we're gonna go to Virginia, and we're gonna go to Ohio, and I don't know when we're going to get home. We have no idea. We have no clue when we're going to decide to go home. But God opened so many doors with us homeschooling And with Kurt changing career paths and with me being able to do LifeVantage, that now we're just going to do more. And we're going to create that option that Kurt's no longer tied down to the 9 to 5 and 3 weeks of vacation. Because you guys, 15 days is not very many days to have fun in a year. So that's kind of what we figured out. We thought we were going to be gone for 5 or 6 days, and we ended up being gone for 15. And it was beautiful and amazing, and so thankful and so blessed for all of it, but also realizing like we have been given a gift to share with the world. And if we share this gift with the world, it's going to bless us significantly and bless our families in the way we choose to do life. And one of the questions that kept coming to my mind is the only thing holding you back from doing exactly what you feel called to do in this exact moment, doing exactly what you want to do in this exact moment, is the only thing holding you back, money. Because we lived a lot of years of life where the only thing holding us back from making a choice was money. And that's not a fun place to live. It's just really not. And to be given the opportunity at Christmas, we decided as a family, we're going to give thousands of dollars away. And it was just we're sitting on the couch talking. We're like, who do we give it to? Who do we give it to? You guys, that's fun. I mean, that's like super fun. So just think through that question. If you could do anything you wanted to do tomorrow, it doesn't have to be travel halfway across the world or whatever it is, but even if it's something small or something extravagant, is money the one thing that would stop you from doing it? Because if it is, we have the tools right here to create that in the most beautiful way possible. So that's what we did. We traveled and had no plan, which is so not me, but it was great.
I love it. I love it. And we actually got these guys convinced to stay an extra night at our house after LVA in January as well too. So I know that flexibility is there. She just needs a little arm twisting every once in a while to do it. But I was blown away when you turned a 5 to 6 day trip into 15. And, you know, those are the memories, I think, that as your kids get older and they think back to certain things that they did growing up, that's going to be a lasting memory for those kids forever, to show them the world and teach them the world through just living life. So super excited for you.
So much to say, Jillian. I love you so much. And oh, you guys, you'll have to ask her even more. There's just even so much more behind that. There's just so much. And yes, those kids and their grins and them touching their feet in the sand and walking into the ocean is just beautiful. And we love you to pieces. And by the way, Jillian, how many distributors have you gotten today? She's on fire.
Well, we're still working really hard. I was going to say, I was like, this is the look of the last day of the month. I have not showered yet today. Yes. It's real.
Me too.
It's real.
She's had a huge end of the month. So congratulations, Jillian. And that's just the why behind it is beautiful, you guys. So create and go bless. Now we got one more special guest. You want to do the intro?
Sure. So these guys, we literally have traveled the world with. We always have an absolute blast anytime we're hanging out with them, but we have just as good a time if they take over the DJ booth in Costa Rica as we do in our kitchen.
Yes.
So we were super blessed for these guys to show up and come visit us at our house this afternoon. And we're going to spend the next 4 days together, hanging out, doing life together as we work. And again, you know, these guys have created a lifestyle where they're able to live life on their terms. And so we really wanted you guys to hear from Tom and Alyssa Spaniel as they go on the second portion of the 2022 Living Life Tour is what I will call it.
Yeah. So we got Tom and Alyssa. Where are they at?
We're right here.
I'm trying to pin you.
And then your basement.
There they are. Yeah, they're in my office. So these guys are from Minnesota, but they're literally from the world. So welcome,
We belong
guys.
to the earth. Yeah, so Michelle wanted us to share just a bit of our story for those who don't know us, or if you forgot about us. So we got into LifeVantage like 7 years ago now, I think, when we were just young 25-year-olds. And we came in because of some health issues Alyssa was facing, some really bad stuff. That's a long story, but the products ended up helping her get a lot better. And at the time, I was an elementary teacher and a high school football, baseball coach, and she was a full-time RN. So the same thing that Jalen was just talking about. We saw no ways out of being able to travel and do things we loved, right? I got 2 days off. Obviously, you get your summers off, but I'm a huge skier, and we love to travel to warm places. And so just looking at the schedule, that just wasn't possible. So when we found LifeVantage, and we went to the first little event, it was a premier school, is what they called it back then. It was like a LifeVantage Academy. And we saw people share their stories, and we heard more about this business. It opened our minds a lot. And then we went wild over the next like year and a half or so, or I should say she went wild, because Alyssa really did all of it and I just sat there and danced. But because people seemed to just share and open up and tell her their life stories immediately, and she listened, and then she offered a solution, and there we were. A year and a half later, we were Pro Sixes. So, and then I would say in that journey, so I got out of teaching, and she ended up stepping away from nursing as well. In that like first year and a half, things were moving quick and all crazy. But we both kind of found, for us personally, that doing network marketing full time, at least at that point in our life, was not for us. And so in the last few years, she's gotten back into nursing. I have a other business, but LifeVantage has never stopped. It's continually been there for us. And now, I mean, we're still making around the Pro 6 average income, which is obscene for us being able to do, while each having, another stream of income. And that's why it's allowed us to really open our mind and travel the world. So as they were saying, we were just fortunate to, we just went to Mexico for all of January. We just spent the month of Mexico working. She's able to do a little bit of work for her clinic online, and I work online. And then that we were home for February, which is a terrible month to be in Minnesota, but that was for some other reasons. And then now we're heading out west. We're visiting them in Sioux Falls, of course, and we're going to Utah for the month of March to ski on the weekends and do some work during the week. And then Oregon and Idaho and the whole west stuff. So it's really been amazing, but it was because of LifeVantage. Even, obviously the money has helped us do this. Now we're able to spend our LifeVantage income strictly on travel and crypto and stupid JPEGs. But other than that, besides the financial, it was the mindset that we learned from it, because I was a teacher. My coworkers were not talking about traveling the world and doing these cool things, right? My vision was, I'm going to teach and coach the rest of my life, and I saw no way out. And the same with you. So it was as we went to different things, events, and we met people like Sean and Michelle, or when we were in Costa Rica meeting like Scott Satterfield and Linda, and seeing that they homeschool their kids and they travel the world. All of those little things added up to us doing what we are doing now. Even different books and stuff we've read through our personal growth journeys with LifeVantage, led us to, I was just telling Michelle this, I read a book or listened to a Tim Ferriss podcast, and the guest he had on is all about vagabonding and traveling the world, long-term travel. And he said, most people just don't ever ask their work the question, hey, what happens if I leave for a year? And that's what she did with her clinic. She just went to her bosses and said, hey, we're going to be gone for 4 months next year, and you're too talented. They had to let you go. Or they had to let you go to come back.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of our story, and I don't know if you want me to share anything else, but you can say anything else. But that's all I think I have. LifeVantage has afforded us to do all these cool things. So really, just dive in, not just for the finances, but the things you can learn, the people you can meet, and all of that adds up in big ways.
I agree. Alyssa, what you got, sister?
what I got. I mean, he just speaks so well. What am I supposed to say?
He's the cutest thing ever. And so they come and they bring like loads of food, they cook, they do all the things, but they are just the sweetest, most genuine, loving people. And they are truly just living. And, you know, when they were in Mexico, I said, Tom, you know, do you think that LifeVantage played a huge part with you guys being in Mexico? And what was your answer, Tom Spaniel?
I just immediately replied, hands down, yes. Like it's why we're here. I mean, we wouldn't have been there without it. So yeah.
And your guys' journey has been similar to Michelle and I's as well too, that it started with trying to find health solutions for stuff that sucked to deal with. But what it leads to, not only on the health journey, just that personal development and living the life that you dream to live. Like, let's not live this life in 20, 30, 40 years down the road. Let's build paths and avenues to live it today. So I admire what you guys are doing. It's awesome to watch your journey.
It's just great. And, you know, when we were talking in the kitchen earlier, just knowing, you know, not only that they have Pro 6. So if you look at the average earnings statement, they have Pro 6 income, you guys, still today. And it's the retention of this company is insane. The retention of this company is insane. Right. And we are so blessed because we have these unbelievable products. So that being there, but then Tom talking about, you know, we would have never thought that we had choices until LifeVantage. Our vision wasn't expanded that we would even have these opportunities and meet these kinds of people and, you know, do all these things. So as you're out there sharing with people, let them know your heart and soul for them, of course, but drop in little things and little stories of people that you've talked to, things that you've heard, because you're blessing them by sharing that information. Because what if Tom and Alyssa wouldn't have heard these vision building, you know, this information from other people to help them expand their minds for travel, for different podcasts, for, you know, being able to create your life. You guys, we are able to create our life, and that is a gift. That is a gift. And so many people think that they are stuck with just this one thing. So we just love you guys so much. And thank you for being here. And thank you for blessing. Was this good, you guys, tonight, hearing all these beautiful stories of all three of our special guests? We're going to end with the last few things that we've got. But this is why end of month is so important. Right? This is why reaching those goals and blessing those people and sharing stories, the whole shebang is so important. Health and finances and soul and fun.
I love
and
it.
dancing.
I love it. And
dancing. Lots of dancing.
All right. Can you guys thumbs up if you can see it? Is it on my screen? Let's hear. Let's go back here.
We'll end this in like 2 minutes or
2
less.
minutes. I'll be quick. All right. So we have a few hours left for the distributor packs being discounted. This is very, very rare to have happen.
Yes.
So if you have people on the fence that are still considering whether or not they want to be a distributor, we will probably not see this discount again the rest of the year. And then new distributors who join, they're going to also receive the opportunity to get product off the personal care throughout the month of March.
$15. Yes.
Welcome
Yes.
to everybody that's new
All this
into the
gorgeous
organization. So excited for the new distributors that we came into the LifeVantage
Welcome
family
to the
this month.
family. Yes.
Flip the switch tomorrow. We're blessed by Pro 8
Marisa
Maggio Harrelson. Always tune
incredible.
into her anytime you can get guests in front of her. She knows how to build this business and
Yes,
do it
she
right.
does.
And she has a wonderful story to tell. So definitely tune into that with your guests. Wednesday Wellness, you guys. This has been an absolutely just fabulous presentation that they put together where they're incorporating different medical professionals into the opportunities that we have and the solutions that we have to impact people's health.
So we'll know exactly what it is. We usually find out the day, like on Tuesday. If anybody knows it, please put it into the chat, but they are always incredible.
Yep. And we'll post it to Telegram and Facebook as well too, actually who the presenter is, but we have not heard a bad one yet.
Yes.
Croatia, you guys were
Who's
still
going to
earning
Croatia?
points towards Croatia. It goes through the end of June. Know that if you're a new person into the business, you get triple points to kind of get you up to speed of the early start that the rest of us would have had. So you get triple points the first month that you're in and the second month that you're in Life Vantage. So it's an opportunity for you to run out of the gates with a ton of points and earn a free trip to Croatia. Thursday, we have the opportunity meeting that Stu and Carrie have been doing for the past decade. Those will always put in as well too into the different channels to tell you who's doing that meeting.
Yep. Breakthrough into focus. This is the last day to get your fanny pack, or they call it a belt
A
bag.
belt bag. Definitely not a belt bag. That's a fanny pack. All right. And if you didn't know, there is a limited time flavor raspberry tea of Axio. Get your hands on that. It seems as we run out of those flavors, people are asking, where is it?
Yes.
So load up
Yes,
now.
yes, yes.
All right. And then the MVP, if you haven't heard about this yet, ask your upline, search for the videos we've done on this. This is what we're going to be focusing on throughout the month of September, leading into global convention, getting extra money into your pocket on the MVP seller side, and then the MVP builder side as well too. Oh, and real quick on that, it is double the amount of money for people that earn it in March. So if you get a bronze tier in March, you'll not only get the 100, they're going to double it to 200. And then on the silver level, instead of paying out 500, it's going to pay out $1,000 in the month of March. So good opportunities there.
Lead Academy. There we go. Croatia.
And we talked about Croatia.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So sorry to go over a few minutes today, but we thought it was super important for you guys to hear these stories just about what Life Vantage has done. We hear a lot of the product side quite a bit, but we wanted the opportunity to just have people's impacted stories on how it is providing them a little bit more time flexibility in addition to some financial freedom as well too.
Some life. I just got a message. Said Danny said she was doing Wednesday wellness.
Perfect.
So
Danny
we'll
Stetzel
get
is
some more.
doing-
Danny, Danny, is she in the chat? Danny is a
Yep, she's waving up
chiropractor.
here.
Okay, anything that you want to unmute real quick and tell us real quick what you're going to be talking about tomorrow or Wednesday night?
Hi. So I'm going to be talking about the 3 T's, why we can't adapt the thoughts, traumas, and toxins. So I'll be going through physical practices, breath work practices for stress, and then weaving in how chemical toxins affect our body and how our products really support that process. So if people have anxiety, if they have stress or tension stored in their bodies, this will be a great one for them.
I love it. I love it. So tune in on Wednesday. You guys have to check it out. And as always, we will get that pumped into Vitality Living as well, so you can share it with your prospects. So
Awesome, Danny. Thank you. Can't wait.
with that, we are going to close out the month of February and march right into the month of March, which is home to everybody's favorite birthdays.
Oh my.
I don't know whose birthday's in March, but
Whatever.
there's some good ones.
Whatever. Well, we just want to again welcome everybody. A massive welcome to the family. Congratulate everybody here tonight for showing up, stepping into your awesome greatness. Go out and continue to be creating, living, loving. And oh, there he goes. There he goes. It is not a one-person Zoom without a little bit of Sean Poe crazy. There we go. There we go.
All right, you guys have an amazing, amazing week.
Everybody. We love you to pieces. We are here all night long. And I will look like this all night long.
All night long. She has shows at 7, 8, and 10:30.
All right.
See you guys.
Love you guys. Good night.